Hello. Alright, we doing this. Let's get this tutorial underway. We're gonna knock out a Thug 1 beginner any percent PC tutorial. I am not going to be teaching anything of how this is set up for live split, which is this thing above my head. The live splitter auto splitting, that is not going to be anything that is going to be used. I'm also not going to be teaching you guys how to get this game working on Windows 10 or anything, but I will tell you right now that I am running on a Windows 10 system. A Windows 7 system is much faster. So if you are running on a Windows 10 system, you must preload. You must preload your levels. So let me tab back into my game real quick. I actually just want to minimize this, sorry. So you need to actually preload your levels. So the way you preload a level is by actually loading into a full game file. Like, say if you have a finished file for skating around or whatever, you know, you have your file for skating around, chilling out, you know, chillaxing, all maxing, all cool, whatever you're doing. You're actually wanting to go into change level and just go to every single level and just load into it. And this will actually load all these levels onto the RAM of your computer. And if that sounds like a bunch of hocus pocus to you, just, this makes loads a lot faster. That's really all you need to know. That's just too much information. This makes the game a lot faster. So now all you need to do after you do all that, you don't need to go to Hotter Than Hell. After you finish all that, you can then go to create a deck down here on a finished skater, and you're gonna load that and get to here. Now if you do that, you're gonna press done, and now we can get to actually doing the real tutorial. Now we're going to get to the actual file that you need to make. The file that you're going to make is going to be named whatever you want to name it. Mine is named Russian Coat just because of a meme that I made up in like 2 seconds because of somebody saying something in chat in my stream. Blah blah blah. So the way you actually are able to change your character, right? We're gonna start with a... I can't actually start with a default character. Man, that would be really nice to be able to do, but I don't have it on this computer. Sadly, I don't have a Steve% file, and I don't want to remove all my files. So we're just going to go off of a basic speedrun file that I would go with, okay? We're going to go from this. Now, one of the most important parts to this file right now is that you have not pressed the start new story button and began the run. Okay, if you press beginner or any difficulty, this file is immediately going to be invalid for runs. So just remember that. So just don't do that until you're ready for runs. So now what you're gonna do after you get this, you'll have like your Steve. He'll have like a bunch of different tricks. Now you want to actually take your Steve and go into, if you create a skater, you can edit your Steve into whatever the hell you want. I have my skater. You can create whatever you want down here and create a skater. And then after that, you want to finish that and come up to here to high score or free skate, and you can click on this and go to edit skater. Now you're going to want to replace every single trick inside your flip trick with a C.A.T.B.a.G. Now C.A.T.B.a.G is create a trick. There are videos on YouTube talking about them by Pokemon Ace and by Silent Laws. Shout outs to those two people, very cool people. By the way, shout outs to Fog, really good dude who made the auto splitter, deserves a shout out. But these are the actual ones I use. So you're going to notice one thing about this, which is that all 4 of my cardinal directions are the same trick. Now, you're going to be thinking, okay, why would you want that? Number 1 is because of RNG manipulation. Because there's all those missions inside this game where it says, oh, do this trick or do this list of tricks and then you finish the mission. Well, now all the tricks are the same trick. So it's pretty fast, I'll say. It's an RNG manipulation. We do it for both sides, grabs and flips. You'll notice that. So pretty much all of your tricks that you choose are going to be diagonals. And the only 2 that most people use is Shifty and Judo. Now, I actually have it backwards comparatively to what most people use. Most people use this setup right here. They use this setup. But I find that pretty awkward, so I use this. Now, the reason why we have invert is for a mission later in the game. Just kind of go through this and make sure that you copy this and remember that every single one of these words is correct capitalization. So the first letter is capitalized and everything else is lowercase inside the words. And the spaces are there, and you have to copy these exactly. The only one that you don't need is this one. Now, if you don't want to do any of that stuff and you don't want to get to create your own custom trick for all these, aka you don't want to, which I don't blame you, go into the speedruns.com resources. And Silent Laws has kindly made everybody a one. And I believe Rushi has also made one, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong on that one. So there's people who have made these awesome files to be able to just pick up and start running the game immediately. They have all the right ones, and if you want to adjust, then you can, and you can change the skater. But nonetheless, that is... I'm just going to go through and show you real quick one last time. This is this one. This one. I'm just going to go through and show you guys, so if you want to go back in the video and check through these so you can make sure. This one's very important because all of these are tricks that you can do that are not a invert, you know, that are not a trick that you have to touch the railing, touch the coping, which goes into a much slower kind of stall that are much longer. So these are actually much more simple. These are much faster and better. And the invert is, the good thing about that is that if you notice inside of my actual grab tricks, the invert is inside of here. So if you do this trick inside of a certain mission, you'll actually do a invert from what the game thinks, the same one that this is inside the lip tricks. Now that's the essential glitch inside of C.A.T.B.a.G, aka create a trick manipulation, I would say. It's pretty much what it is, create a trick manipulation. There's lots of different ways to use it. Changing the name for the create a trick, naming create a trick, and then making all your tricks the same one so it manipulates the RNG, all types of stuff that you can do with it. It makes butt slapping easier, which is a strat that I will teach later, but I will also have a video, so I'm not going to be going over that one as much, but I will be going over it lightly. So I will be going over it in depth inside of another video, but this one right here that I'm making is going to be specifically for Thug 1. Now, this is going to, all these are important, and now these are my special tricks. I recommend the Indy 900 and the mix it up input, but the semi flip is up to you. Some people like left right B. I'm a weirdo. I like right down B. I picked it up from playing fighting games as a kid. like Street Fighter and Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. So that's the reason why I'm comfortable with doing a corner roll downwards. But if you're not comfortable with that, just do left, right, B. Seriously, it's not that much different. It's not that important, really. I find it easier to do manuals this way, though. Personal thing. Now, I'm using a GameCube controller, so I'm not playing with a controller in the game. Now, that's a huge, important thing. The game technically thinks I'm using WASD. It's actually what the game is thinking that I'm using right now, which is... I'm using a controller, and it's reading as WASD through a program called Joy2Key. You'll Google it if you're curious what it is. It's a program that pretty much allows me to change my controller inputs to keyboard inputs, so I can use them in this game. So that's how my controller works. But a lot of people, you can use an Xbox 360 controller, and that will work in game. Now, if you are using Joy2Key and you are using another controller like a GameCube controller, you need to have another controller to be able to do a trick later in the game. If you do not have that, then you will not be able to do Vid Skip. Now, Vid Skip is a time save, but it's not that big of a deal. If you can't do Vid Skip, then oh well, you can wait until you get a controller that can do it. But keyboard, it's next to impossible. I say next to for a reason. I've done it like twice in the past 2.5 years of grinding the game relentlessly. I think I've taken like a 2-month break inside of that. So 2 years and 3 months of just grinding the shit out of this game. So really, this controller, I don't like Xbox 360 controllers personally, but they work in game. So the best controller I've heard that works in game, that works for being able to do Vid Skip, is a PlayStation 2 controller with an adapter. But that's what I've heard. My GameCube controller does not work, and the world record holder uses a PS4 controller. So what do I know? I only have a 8th place time on a Windows 10 system, which loses you a ton of time. So I'm not running on the optimal system. That's another thing. I think I already explained, so we're good there. Here we go. Now that I've explained the trick list, I've explained pretty much most of the things that you're going to need to know. We're going to actually get to learning how to play this gosh darn game. So let's get to it. Gosh darn diddly game. So let's get to this thing. So what we're going to do is you want to just make sure that as long as that, like, remember, continue story, if that's grayed out, you're good. If you can continue the story, you got a problem. Your file is not good. You have to remove all your files out of your game and start fresh. Or you can, or you have to take all the files out of your save file and then start fresh from like a Steve and copy all of your, or you can use loading of your creative tricks. That's about it. But your character needs to be reset from Steve if you mess that up. So make sure that you're very careful about that. So now you're gonna load up your file that you just made by doing all the creative trick stuff. You finished all that. You finish your cast. You go down here to save, and you're gonna create your new one, whatever you name it. I don't know. You name it, whatever the hell you want. Call it that if you want. Whatever the hell you want. Russian code, new speedrun, whatever. I have tons of them. But you just want to save one and make sure that you actually have something that is at the top of your save list, just so you can immediately go to load and just spam A just to get like ready for it, just to get easy resets, making your life a lot easier. Pretty much just optimize this to make your life easier, because this game can be stressful if you've ran it for a really long time. but it can also be a really, really great and fun game to run, if honest opinion. It's probably one of the most rewarding games that I've ever been into. So it has its ups and downs. If you really get good at it, it's really fun. So take that as you will. Let's begin this beginner any percent tutorial. So now, you just want to go down to done. 3, 2, 1. We're going to have the timer running. Just terrible. Run. Let's go. So now, at the start, you're going to want to press pressure. The reason why you're going to want to press pressure flip is because I'm actually going to reset to show you this real quick. Just real quick. See how quick resetting is? Very easy. But you don't get in the habit of doing it. You really don't need to get into the habit of resetting all the time. Because if you do, then you're not going to get consistent through runs. So you really need to get in runs all the time. All the time, I'm telling you. All the time. Like, if you can get in a run a day, you will become a better runner than most people inside this community ever can. Because of dedication. So understand dedication is the key with this kind of stuff. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spam A and left trigger, and you're going to notice I do a pressure, and I immediately go to talk to Eric. Now there's 3 different ways to do this. Number 1 is the stupid way, which is the newer way that I've noticed is possible and faster. So if you jump onto this and then jump up here, you can just slightly do this faster. It's like barely faster. Yep, there we go. There we go. There we go. So that's the hardest way to do it. I would not recommend doing it that way. Now the easiest way to do it is to grab onto this and do it the very obvious way. And now the normal way that the speedrunners do it is like that. Now all these are very simple, honestly. I would say that very, very simple ways to do it. But the first one is just dumb. So now, I mean, like, this is all pretty self-explanatory, but I cannot tell you how annoying it can be. So now, I'm going to explain this double jump mechanic real quick. What we're going to do is we're going to come over here, and I'm actually going to show you now, whenever you jump, right? If I'm pressing A twice in the air, it doesn't double jump. But if I walk over to this wall right here, right, and I hold forward, and I jump twice, you see that? I'm jumping twice on the wall. But if I get off and I do that same thing, nope. Reason being is because, well, actually, I cannot tell you the reason why, because I have no idea why the reason that people can double jump off walls. But if you're next to a wall walking into it, like even jumping towards it randomly, you can jump off any wall. So what you'll do is you'll just jump up here on this ledge or wherever you're going, get up here on top of this wall, however you're doing it. Then you just want to jump over here and jump off this roof. Now you want to time out your jumps, because if you spam it out, then you don't actually get it. Because you'll just jump too low on the wall and you'll just fall down. But if you fall down, not that big of a deal, because you'll just land right here and then you just double jump right back up. So you're fine. Now, this right here can be a cause for a lot of resets. This is called truck reset. That's what I've coined it for myself and my community. But pretty much what this is you see how this is bobbling. This is actually on a fast cycle right now. This can be on an extremely slow cycle, a medium cycle, and this cycle. So I would say like low, medium, high. So it's 3, but then sometimes you just get fucked over and it just doesn't like to be nice to you. So I would definitely recommend deciding to go with a simpler method, which is going through this and understanding that sometimes you're just going to lose like 3 seconds here if this doesn't be nice to you. And I want you to literally stop, and if it doesn't give it to you, like, you notice how I'm getting it over and over again? Every once in a while, it'll be on a slower cycle. You see how this is like really slow right now comparatively to the one that was earlier where it was like bobbling like this. Now this one's like really slow. Now that's the difference between actually the cycles. And that makes a huge difference inside this first mission. So this will cause a lot of resets that you'll notice from runners that you'll think that they're just wasting their time, but really actually this mission is just an ass. So after you get that, I do this grind here. You can boneless and then grind, and then you can get off your board and jump off to the right, and you'll be able to easily jump over these two very quick. Now if you want to do it the safer way, it doesn't lose time really that much. It really doesn't lose that much time. This is pretty much just like the smallest optimization possible, pretty much. Sorry, excuse me, it's recording, so it's like the frame drops are a little severe sometimes. So now, you see what I just did there? If you have to go back in the video, I want you to, because this one's really hard to explain without you actually seeing the visual. But what I just did there was I got off the board, grinded the rail, and then I got off my board and held Y whenever I was in the air. And that grinded the rail from a caveman. And then as soon as I landed on the rail, I jumped off and did a judo 180 and then manualed and then did a shifty 180 into this park. And now as soon as you land, you should get a stat increase. What you need to use that stat increase for is getting that 7,500 points that you see on my screen right there. That's extremely important, because if you don't have that, then you won't have max speed skating around. Another thing that you want to know is that you don't have max stats inside your switch, which means that you skate slower and grind slower in switch. So keep that in mind, so whenever you're feeling like, I'm moving really slowly, I need to move better. No, you might just not be in the right stance. You might really need to just be in regular or goofy, whatever it is. I skate in goofy. Technically, goofy loses you time. That's a thing. So I just wanted to tell you about the stats a little bit here. So now we're going to get to actually playing through this. So what you're going to do from this stat page is you're going to mash Ollie and grab. And what that'll do is it'll mash through whenever you land, and you'll actually be able to start this. Now, you just want to get through here. You want to grind that. I like to do this little route here, where you grind this, you grind this. I manual because it keeps more speed, and then you want to grind that, and you need to hit that fifth one. You don't need to in general, but for this route you do. So you just want to bonk out the wall, hit that fifth one, and then hit this seventh or this eighth one right here. If you do not hit this one, like, I'll try to not hit it right now. Like, oh no, I missed it. Okay, so you come over here, you get this one, and then you run straight over here, grab this, and then turn around and talk to Turbo Jason.
Hey, JT.
But you want to get the first one, okay? Now, as soon as you spawn on JT, you're going to skate over to JT, and you want to no warp to JT no matter what. I'm going to show you flyers real quick done correctly, so you can see how I'm supposed to skate over to JT. I like to get my flip tricks here just because I'm weirdo. So, okay, I get off my board and then I skate over to JT just like that. Now, we talk to JT and we spam the left triggers so we get started right away. Now, that's a huge important time save that saves you over a second. See, like, these are things that you wouldn't really notice as a casual play, and whenever you look at the run, you wouldn't even notice it, even if you have a keen eye for it. So just know that you need to be spamming pressure whenever you're starting off at skating most of the time. Not every time, but most of the time. Now, driving is something that I can help with, but we're gonna try to explain it, but I'm not the greatest driver. I'll promise you that right now. But what I want you to understand about driving is pretty much that obviously gas is important. Obvious. You need to be holding gas next to the whole time. If you want, now, the easiest way to take a turn is to hit the brake and let go of gas, obviously. But that's really slow. So the fastest way to safely take a turn is to brake, and then if things don't go as well as you wanted to after you braked, then you slightly handbrake. Or you can brake again. Now that's a case where you brake twice. You brake once before you hit the crease, and then you brake again inside the crease. And that will actually save time. I'll show that again one more time. So, we brake right here. We braked back at that last corner, and now we're going to double brake here. Now, okay, I did not... That's a thank you. I'm so glad I got that. Okay, that is not a consistent strategy. There's reason why people use other strategies. I'm going to try to show something real quick that I've seen that the world record user, or world record holder uses to make this more simplistic that doesn't lose time. So what he does is he power slides slightly earlier, so he doesn't even have to deal with it at all. But I haven't done this one, so this one's a little bit off the dome. There we go. It's a little awkward. I think it's like you have to use the handbrake, but whatever. The way I do it, it's pretty consistent, but just remember you need to get to the end. That's really all that's important about it. But this is a tutorial, so I'm trying to help as much as I can with driving. Just remember, tap to brake twice if you want to hit that, and it'll get you around the corner quick. Now you can go around that pole and be dangerous, be a swag boy. I ain't about that life. Not yet, at least. And then you just want to come over here, do a quick turn like this. Now, doing quick turns is done with brake and handbrake at the same time. And then you just want to drive to the end. Now, I'm going to show you this one more time in full motion without, like, too many mistakes, hopefully. Driving can be really, really, let's just say spontaneous. Love you, Thug One. Yeah, let's just say spontaneous. Sorry, frame drops. Alright, so now we're just gonna drive down here, turn right, turn left, go down the alley, handbrake and brake at the same time. Handbrake and brake at the same time to do a 180 while turning to the left or right. I like to turn to the left, I think. Now, I really don't even use handbrake here, and then you can get a 45. 44 is like not too bad. 43 is like, you could probably do better. 42 is like, bruh. So, there's two different strategies here. I recommend using the semi-flip because I think it's easier for newcomers if you're more comfortable with doing specials. But, here's how I do it, okay? So, what you're going to do is boneless judo 180 into a manual, and then Ollie and do a semi flip 180. So it'll look like this. Now, that's how the mission's done. This is C.A.T.B.a.G Muska skip. Honestly, whenever you're in the run and you're learning it, it's not even something you can really even, you don't even notice that it's C.A.T.B.a.G Muska skip, but that's technically what it's called. You're staying in a starting hitbox for the mission, so you're actually able to do these combos here without having to do what you're supposed to do, which is wait for Chad Muska to go to the skate park and say where the good place to skate is, and then go into here and then get the 10K down here. Now that's what you're supposed to do, but C.A.T.B.a.G Muska skip. So another thing you can do here, if you don't want to do the boneless judo to shifty, or boneless, the boneless shifty to semi-flip combo, you can also do this strategy, which is the one I currently do in runs that I like more personally, which is the boneless judo 180 into manual into shifty 180.
Wow.
Like that. And then you just want to mash A, and then as soon as you see that cutscene go away, or as soon as you see that save menu go away, you just want to immediately pause it and go down to menu, and then mash Sean. Now, do not do anything up that. You can no comply. That's okay. No complying is okay. But anything else, and you will be losing yourself time. Ollie, no comply if you want. No comply is fine, but it doesn't save you any time. It's just something to do, I guess. But if you boneless, you will lose time doing that. You'll lose a few frames doing that. So unnecessary time loss is always not fun. Just teaching that at the start is always good. Okay, so Ollie. Now, okay, there's two different strategies for this, okay? You can jump across very naturally, like that. Very, very basically. You know, like how you normally would if you were doing the mission. But you could also do this easier, or this other strategy that I made, which, I mean, like, I don't know if I made it, but I didn't have anybody teach it to me, and I've never seen anybody else do it personally. So I say I made it, but someone could have made it like 5 years ago. Who knows? But, what you're gonna do is you're gonna ollie out of this quarter pipe, get up here, and now you're gonna hold right trigger and left on the stick, and then when he says nicely done, you want to tap A 3 times, and then it'll end all 3 of these cutscenes, and you'll be gaining your skater's control back, and you'll be able to immediately turn to the right, and what you'll be able to do is ollie. You do not even have to let go. Look at how basic this is. There you go. Super simple. It's just let go of ollie. It's just mash A 3 times and then let go of ollie while holding right trigger and right, and you'll get it. Very simplistic. Do a spine transfer with a 540 to get the stats. Now, this is very basic. I'm going to show you this again. For Joey, you just want to skate down to Joey, and then after you start Joey, you can notice if I hold forward on the stick. I didn't want to actually read the mission this time. He actually did the thing, the speedrun strat. That's the hardest strat to do. It's inconsistent. You hold forward and then you hit the trigger, and then you do it again like this. That's the fastest way to do Joey. So yeah, I guess I showed that in the tutorial on accident. But yeah. So what you're gonna do for the tutorials, you're actually gonna hold forward, and you're going to spine transfer in, like that. Or if you really are having a hard time with spine transferring in, like you keep bailing or whatever, just do it the basic way. Just spine transfer over. Just get this thing done. Now you're gonna optimize this. Let's see some variety. That's a meme. Just do the same trick. Same trick. Alright, now how we're gonna do this is, you see this coping on the quarter pipe right here? I'm actually gonna teach you 2 different ways to do this. If you're ever gonna practice a mission, do it from the view goals mission. Do not do it from retry, because there is a glitch that actually resets, or whenever you reset a mission, it'll give you duplications of inputs. It's very annoying, very, very tedious. So this first level is probably going to be the longest part of the tutorial, because it's one of the more deep levels inside the run, because there's so many skips.
So you want to be sponsored, huh?
I'm not saying the later game hasn't been fleshed out, it's just that the early level had a lot more debug to it, so it's a lot more glitchy. Here's how you're going to, here's how my recommendation way of doing it is, which is doing a boneless shifty 180 and then grinding the quarter pipe and then doing another boneless, or doing another shifty 180 out of the grind. Now, the way that a lot of people do it, which is technically a little bit faster, but is not even used in world record, is boneless shifty 180, manual, and then judo, and then spine transfer. All very quickly. It's a fast movement. It looks like this. 1, 2, 3, and then... Oh, nice job. You could use a semi-flip for this as
So you
well,
want to be sponsored, huh?
but it's not the hardest way to do it, which is
So you wanna be
important
sponsored,
to
huh?
pretty much nobody. So, boneless shifty 180, and then do a semi-flip.
So you want to be sponsored, huh?
If you want to do this strategy, you just want to do a semi-flip, and that'll be probably the easiest way to get this. Like, oh my god, can I not mess up over and over again? If I could just get the semi-flip,
So you want to
please.
be sponsored, huh?
Wow. So, okay, you get a semi-flip, and then... I'm sorry, I'm having problems at the moment with this semi-flip.
Sponsored, huh?
There we go. So you can use that semi-flip as well. Now understand this is a very in-depth guide. So I want to teach absolutely everything that I can. I'm just going to upload this and say fuck it. People who run this game can pick this up and use this and go through it. I'll make timestamps if I have to. Whatever the case may be. I just want this to be useful. I don't care about how entertaining it is. Okay. So next, we're gonna do get the stolen items back from the dealer. Now this is very easy. Very, very simplistic, very easy. We're gonna go over to this car right here, and it is going to set our position inside this car. And we are this car right now. We are not a skater, we are this car. Now whenever we restart the mission, because we are this car in this mission, the game has no idea what to do with us, so it actually puts us back to a default skater, so we got our board back. So it actually glitches this mission that way. I'm getting delayed inputs right now, which is great. I'm probably dropping frames too. Is my stream dropping frames? Because my computer is, which is frustrating. Sorry guys, just delaying to run a little bit because I'm having technical difficulties. I clicked into the game, didn't I? Fuck me. Alright. So, we're gonna skate over here. We're gonna restart this mission. And then we're going to immediately skate to the end. Now, you just want to grind this pipe. Any way that you get there, it does not matter really. It really doesn't matter. It's not that big of a deal. But I like to jump off and grind here. And then grind to the end. Now, okay, you want to mash Ollie and grab again. Pretty much the same thing as earlier. Whenever we were doing Chad Muska. Now, there's multiple ways to do this route specifically. But the first one that I'm going to teach is the OG route, which is jumping up just like this. So what you do is you jump up, and you jump up just like that off the balcony. Jump off to the left, and then jump up just like that. And then you use the double butt slap. Now the double butt slap is not necessary at all. It's really not, especially if you're learning. It's kind of an awkward thing to learn, honestly. And can mess up a lot of runs. Just use the double jump if you have to, you know? It's not that big of a deal. New Jersey is not needing to be optimized at the start of learning this game at all. It's really bad to do that to yourself. I've done it to myself before, trust me. It's not a great idea. So you need to get to that trash collection heap, right? So what you want to do is after you get past this first hill, you just want to get on your board and hold forward. Oh, I did not mean to do that. You just want to hold forward, not press down before forward. Like yours truly. My apologies. There we go. Alright, so you want to go down here and manual again. My bad. This is not pretty. Alright, so we're going to hold forward. Omega lol. And you're gonna actually warp over the ledge. Just don't manual, please. Don't be me. Okay, and then grab that. And then jump across. You don't need to be on your board. You need to also be off your board. And then you want to get on your board. And then there's two different... There's a backup strat and a strat. So the strat that you're gonna attempt to do is grab this and then do a triple butt slap across. Now if you cannot butt slap, that's fine. If you only can hit doubles, that's fine. There's a backup. So you just want to hit a triple and go across. Now, I actually canceled that because I was going to hit it 110% because I wanted to show you a backup. You can get onto this actual, like, balcony, or this edge right here. This, I don't even know what you would call this. My brain isn't working for that kind of stuff right now, but I'm just thinking about the run. So what you can do is you can hold the right spin key and it'll actually grab onto this rooftop right here, right? And then you can jump and it'll grab this. Easy backup. So now I'm going to teach you bridge skip. Okay, first off, we're going to just do this. Bridge skip. Bridge skip is a trick where we are pretty much skipping driving around inside of a car. Now, you are not going to be doing that bridge skip if you are learning this game at all. Bridge skip is an extremely... Bridge skip, that is bridge skip V3. Now, I'm going to be going over a video explaining all of the different bridge skips, but this one's going to go over a few of them. But pretty much what this is essentially skipping is... I'm not even going to actually do the original intended strat. I'm just going to do the this strat. So this is what you used to do. That's how you do bridge skip. Or that's how you do bridge skip originally, but I'm going to show you guys how to do this real quick. The real speedrun way. So this is how you're going to do it if you're going to be learning this game. What you're going to do is you're going to do this trash heap pile, however you're going to do it with the double jump. If you're going to do it with the double jump, if you're going to do it with this wall ride, how about this wall ride over here? Bam. Get that real easy. Double jump across. Bam. Check that out. See? Did the grind. Easy, nice, still pretty fast. It's not very slow. It's not too slow. I mean, like, that ending was disgusting, but, you know, not too slow. It was decent. Alright, so now this is bridge skip V1. This is the one that you will be using to learn this game at first. What you're going to do is you're going to come over here after sketching the car. You're going to let go at the end of the street. I'm going to show it again. You're going to grab onto this car, let go at the end of the street, right here. Now, another thing I wanted to tell you is this right here, resetting the mission, actually makes bridge skip much more difficult. Reason being is because bridge skip is a trick that is manipulating a hitbox that's a debug, and which is a debug that's farther forward than it should be, but that's only on the first mission. So on the second mission, you have to actually make it all the way back to the hitbox that you would need if you were doing the car strat. You're hitting a very small box, pretty much, an invisible box that you cannot see inside the air. And that is how you're doing this. So, but that makes the box go away, and there's just a gigantic hitbox in the back that you have to hit. So here's how you're going to do it, okay? You're going to go over here, you're going to sketch the car. You do not want to get off your board. If you get off your board at all, you will mess up your speed, because you cannot get off your board whenever you're doing sketching. Like something like this, I don't know, I'll show an example. This would be no bueno. Even if you try to manual out of it, no bueno. It will kill all your speed from it. Like doing this, that will kill all your speed. What you want to do is you just want to sketch around the corner like this. Grind and shuffle. And then you want to grind this last one and jump off to the right. And if you did that correctly, you should have set yourself up just right to be able to do what's called bridge skip V1. And bridge skip V1 is done with a double butt slap. So now, we finally have gotten to the point where I really have to explain butt slaps for you to really understand how a trick works. So now we're going to get to this bread and butter trick right here called butt slapping. 30 minutes into my tutorial. Fantastic. So, what you need to do really for a butt slap is you're going to hold Ollie, press flip, And then during the flip trick, you want to actually mash Ollie as fast as you can for the first 0.4 seconds of the trick. That is 400 milliseconds. Now, what that really means is just you press flip as you fall off this ledge, right? You see how I can press it and then I bail? That time that I'm falling out of the air from up on this ledge to the floor down here where I bailed, I could have mashed Ollie to do what's called a butt slap. To go flying into the air like that. Now, every single time you hear a clack, that clack, that's a double butt slap. That's 2 A presses. So every single time you hear that clack, that's how many butt slaps I'm doing. So whenever you see me do, say, Bridge Skip V4, or Bridge Skip V3, I mean, which has 4 butt slaps, I failed it because it was on a retry, but you get the idea. It may look like I wasn't gonna, or it may look like I messed it up, but actually, the hitbox is a lot bigger on a retry. But here's what I really want you to understand and take away from this. By the way, before I say that though, I want you guys to understand I'm making a video that is going to be explaining butt slaps, and also it's going to be explaining Bridge Skip's history in my explanation. So I'm going to find that out from the community and put together from what I know and stuff. So I'm going to make a little video on that. So this is Bridge Skip V1. That is what you will be using inside of your runs. So you want to do a grind on one side, then you want to hold grind and jump and press right and jump off to the right. Now if you jump off to the right while holding grind, you will jump to the right side of the rail because it's two-sided. Now that'll give you a huge speed boost. You want to ollie off immediately and grind the other side and jump off to the right. Just like this. I'll do it one more time. I gotta do this trash collection again one more time. Oh, sorry, lag. Okay, you're gonna hear that a few times while I'm going through this because the fact that I'm doing a tutorial that's so in-depth that I'm going to be getting a lot of frame drops from recording and stuff. So this is Bridge Skip V2. Oh geez, I can hit Bridge Skip V2 very easily. So Bridge Skip V2, we're not going to even be doing. We're going to be doing an additional thing, which I'm going to be linking the speedrun.com resource page. In the Speedruns Discord page, there is a drop-down modification for the PC version of the game. That is a very important thing that I use that turns your Alt Get Off Board button into a drop-down key. Now, drop-down essentially is you being able to grind a rail and then drop off the rail. It sounds simple, saves a lot of time in little places. One place that you can abuse the shit out of it is for Bridge Skip 2.5. Now, Bridge Skip 2.5, what you do is you grind this red rail right next to me, and then you jump over the gate into the pool. And you're going to grind around the edge of the pool. Now, as soon as you get to this point, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to grind around the edge. As soon as you get around this corner that's right in front of me, you're going to want to be holding A. You're going to want to press your Alt Get Off Board button to do drop down, and you'll have all that speed from the car. And then you just want to jump, grind this gate that's above you, and then jump off to the right, and then you can do a triple butt slap. I think you might be able to even do it with a double, but on a first try. But I'm not, don't quote me on that. It might be a triple only strat. But I do quads unnaturally because I practice them every single day in my life. I get annoyed if I don't do quad butt slaps. So, but that's me. I practice every single day. I should be able to do it. I grind 12 hours a day. So it's reasonable that I would have the ability to do that. You should not be able to do that starting up. Nobody should be able to do that starting up unless you put a lot of time into Thug Pro grinding and practicing there. Now, what I'm going to tell you right now is whenever you're doing Bridge Skip, you just want to do the very basic one whenever you're starting out. And then after that, I don't want to get caught up too much on bridge skip, because I literally put like hundreds of hours into this like little mission that seems like nothing and so insequential inside the whole run, but it's really been optimized a lot over the years. So here's the strat. Oh, not that. You know, we're just gonna act like that didn't happen. You're just gonna skitch right here, just real nice. You're gonna let go of this, and then you're gonna skitch, shuffle, and then jump off, and then double butt slap. Mission completed. Beautiful. Now, as soon as that mission completes, you want to go to your view goals and then go to train station. Now, you're going to grind around and jump off there. Now, I want you to literally watch this video over and over and over again if you have to. If you're having a problem with this, watch me jump off on this hitbox. I am using a visual cue of the bottom of this like corner right here, I believe, hitting the edge of my screen. But I can't even tell you honestly where it really is, because I have muscle memory of how long it works, or how long I grind. But it's right around, if I'm not mistaken, I have to grind slower to remember. It's right there. It's on this like little piece right here. You want to jump off right here on this piece. And if you jump off right at the right time, you'll get the checkbox for grinding around. That one. You want to grind. If you want to find out exactly where the hitbox is, grind around and look at where you get the gap. Right here, right behind there. See, which is where? Right about here. What do you know? So you just jump off and get off your board, and then you want to turn around and grind and jump off again at the same exact spot. The first one is honestly the harder one of the two. If you get the practice, you just grind and jump off again, and you'll usually be in the right position. Now, go to view goals, and now do impress Brad. Now, this is very simple. All we're going to do is we're going to start up a manual. Now, you're going to notice whenever you start up this mission, you're actually going to be floating for a moment. I'll do it. There you go. See how I dropped out of the air? So we're going to start up a manual as soon as you spawn. And now you're going to immediately do a Casper, which is a flip to manual, or a flip to grind input. Whatever that is for you. So whether it's I don't even know, X, Y, B, X, whatever it is brutally important that you press that combo. And then after you do that, you want to immediately go into a you want to do a shifty. Now, if you want to go back and watch what I didn't do it correctly, but I'm gonna go back after this level real quick and show you what I was talking about. But I have to do this one first try, or else I can't explain it. But this is Eric Skip. It's a 3-frame trick, and we're gonna go back and show what I was talking about, but I can't do the actual trick more than once, because if you do this without going back to main menu, then you will actually not be able to do it at all. You have to do it first try from that cutscene, or go back to the main menu and try it again. So if I fail this, then it's not going to actually work again. So what you do is you grind up here, and you're going to get onto here. Now this car is actually skitchable for some reason, and we're going to jump off within 3 frames and get this skip right here. Now that is Eric's skip. I really am glad I hit that on a first try like that. I really am. Now that's a very difficult trick. I got one of the worst of the 3 frames, but that's a 3-frame release of A while I'm skitching on top of that car. Now frames can drop inside of those well. So I've had times where I've let go of Ollie and it did not give me the vid skip because of frame drops. That is a thing. So understand that. But really, I want to show one more thing in New Jersey real quick. Oh, jeez. There we go. All right, so I want to show one more thing in New Jersey real quick. So, for Impress the Bratty Kid, you're going to do a manual, you're going to do a Casper, and then a Shifty. And that'll complete the mission. That's exactly how you want to do it. If you do it correctly, the mission will finish right away. It'll be super simple. So, pretty much the splits are there just to tell you, like, where I am inside of the tutorial, if you know what I mean. So, whatever. They're just there for information for the video, pretty much. Kind of confused people by going over to Manhattan, but that was the auto splitter, so don't mind me. Okay, so one more time I'm going to show the Bratty Kid, but I don't want to move. Like that. That's exactly how the mission will look, and then Eric's mission will start, and you can go for Eric's skip. Alright, now, then you'll load into here. You just want to warp to this mission right here. Right? And then after that, you're just going to do, on this mission, you're going to do a boneless shifty 180, or a boneless judo 180. Pretty much it can be interchangeable for most of these. I'll tell you whenever it's absolutely necessary for a judo or a shifty. One of them that is absolutely necessary was the Chad Muska mission inside of New Jersey. That was an absolutely necessary judo. So, what this strat is boneless judo 180, manual, and then do a semi-flip. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I'm a dork. You need to do a mix it up before doing the semi-flip. My apologies. So, boneless shifty 180, mix it up, semi-flip. Or even just do a regular trick. Hell, I'm pretty sure if you can... wait, I forget if you can actually land these. Okay, so it would be the other way if it was. Yes, mix it up is quicker. Mix it up is a quicker trick in general, but the thing is that you can't land a mix it up without actually bailing like this. And there's no way to actually land a mix it up without jumping. So what you have to do is you have to pretty much jump out and give yourself more multiplier by doing that. And that is how you get there quicker. So now we're going to go to hold grind combos. And from here, you're going to want to just do literally the easiest thing. You just grind and then immediately land. And as soon as you hear that sound, you can pause in menu. That clink. Now, you want to go to immediately go to help the student. Now, this route that I'm taking is very important. If you skate like this, you will throw yourself off. Now, there's going to be a route that I'm going to explain. I'm not going to be able to follow it because I've done a very slow Manhattan. So I can't exactly show it off. But this is the route that I take. Now, I'm going to only be explaining intermediate strats here. So if you're having a harder time learning these things, you want to take your time. I'll show a few things to make those strats easier, but I'm really doing intermediate stuff at the moment. So what this strat is really is just a basic routing through the map using a combo line. You just want to jump up to the left. You want to jump up to the left and grind this by getting off your board. Now, getting off your board is not necessary, but it makes it a lot safer. Getting off your board makes your jump hitbox a lot bigger. So, take that with what you will. And then you just want to jump off of that railing, grind this building over here, and then jump off to the left, and then get off your board and grind the inside railing. I'll show it one more time, and then I'll show the ending of it. So you do this, and then you jump out here, and then get off your board, and then you want to grind this right here. I missed it, but this is the strategy. I'll show it right here. And then you just want to actually, I'm sorry, I'm not used to using this strategy, so I'm gonna have to remember the actual route that people use if they're not doing my strat. So you jump off like this, you're gonna do this grind, and then you're gonna jump over here and grind this a bunch. Remember, jumping off the rail and grinding is faster. So now you'll notice that I jumped off and I jumped up to the left and grinded that awning. That is really easy if you just get off your board. Remember, getting off your board is the ticket to actually getting this stuff done. So now, whenever you actually get that grind in, you're going to just grump across and get straight to here and touch that. Get this mission started. Now, the first one you just can do a straight up shifty, FS shifty. You don't even need to do a no comply. Next one, just do a boneless shifty BS. Like, just double tap shifties. Now, this one right here, you specifically have to do a boneless judo 180. Or else you don't get enough points. Same with this one. Now, just menu. There's 3 cutscenes, and then you just want a menu. Now here, you just want to make sure that he doesn't go off your camera. If he does, then you got a big problem.
What's up, Doc?
Thank you so much for the follow. And this ends at 30. On frame. On frame 1 of 30. Right there. Just like that. You just want to cut, you just want to do it like that. If you do it 1 frame early, then it's like rip. But if you want to do it safer, then there's like this green that comes up and then you can pause. Any of those spots are fine, but you just don't want to do it too late, because the longer you wait, the more you lose time. Obviously, you're bleeding time every time you wait. So just try to save as much time as possible. Absolutely as much time as possible at all times. And you will do absolutely fine in this game. So, next thing you're going to be doing is the actual Brooklyn Banks. Now, Brooklyn Banks is really easy. You just want to grind these 2, grind this quarter pipe. These 2 ledges are super simple. I do a manual and then Ollie. And then I shuffle up to the top bench. The reason why I do that is because it's actually a lot easier to be positioned in the middle of this quarter pipe instead of on the very edge and trying to turn in. Because this can be kind of finicky at the end. But what you're going to do is you're going to get off your board, and you're actually going to spine transfer into the quarter pipe. Now, warning, this sometimes will literally not work. It'll just like, the trigger will not work for you. But that's how it looks. Yes, I have had runs tied to that. No, I am not happy about it. But okay, there is a route on this level I'm going to be able to fake. I'm not going to be able to get it because of how late I am. But I'll be able to explain it using this. So, we're going to stop this car, we're going to sketch this, and now we're going to sketch this actual car and grind this. Now we're going to grind this as fast as we can, and we're going to try to get as far as possible. Now, we're going to get here, and we're going to use drop down and get off board. Now that's really easy to optimize. We're going to stop that police car, and then we're going to use the get off board and drop down again, double tap, get off board. And then you just want to grind around, and then get all the way up here to the police car. And then let go and quick turn. Down, down, right trigger. And then you just want to grind all this stuff, and it'll give you a speed boost. Now, if that's done correctly, you can get a 129, 130. I think I've seen before. Now you just want to make sure that I press A 6 times in a rhythm, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then on the 6th A press, this cutscene comes up, and then you just want to press down A, and then you want to immediately pause and then go to Gap the Burning Taxi. Now, this is super simple, but there's something after it. That cutscene right here where he's talking, if you mash while you're landing the trick, mash A as fast as you physically can, you can actually skip him saying sweet, and it'll just go straight to that loading screen. Now, you just want to go through the menuing, obviously A, go up to done. Now, as soon as you get here, you just want to view goals and go to here. Now, there's a strat where now, we're going to actually teach you some manual stuff here, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to do a manual, and then you're going to do a Casper, and then you're going to do a 1 foot nose manual. Or 1 foot manual, I mean. And how you're going to do that is you're going to press manual, you're going to press flip grind, and then grab flip. Just like that. Or grab, or sorry, let me correct that. It's going to be grab grind. Fuck, no, it's going to be flip grind, grab grind. Just like that. Flip grind, grab grind. And then you'll do a 1 foot nose manual, and then you just want to do a judo out, just like this. Oh, damn it. Ah. Just like that. Now that's how you want to do that mission. It's much easier to do it that way. It's faster too. And you just immediately want to pause after you land and go to old school skating techniques. Now here's one of the first times that you're going to be using the C.A.T.B.a.G that I made that are specific to my tutorial. Now some people don't have these. I have them. If you're not going to use them, that's fine. I do not recommend them on this one. But no comply is there for certain reasons that I'll go over later instead of a bit late, instead of it later, literally instead the next one. So you're just going to do no complies here, obviously. I'm actually going to restart this mission just so you can see how I mash out of the cutscene. We're just mashing up in A. Pretty much just mashing no complies even before the cutscene. Now here, I actually use this. Reason why is because the trick, whenever you ollie and do a trick, you actually gain more distance from your jump. So that allows me to jump a few frames earlier. It's a ridiculously small optimization, but if you want to use the no comply, please do. It's not that big of a deal. But this one is an optimization that I cannot tell you to not do, because this one saves a lot of time comparatively to doing just the bonelesses. Like just doing that comparatively to, let me do this real quick again. No complies. Then bonelesses. See how the trick is named boneless? Just like an actual boneless would be. Now, okay, this one right here is extremely simple. You just do a boneless. You do a boneless anywhere. 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 Boneless here. Do the spine transfer, revert, and then do a boneless. Oh wait, no, it actually doesn't work. But just do a boneless and then spine transfer into this. You can do tricks in between. Does not matter. You can even just land into the quarter pipe. But just hit a boneless and spine transfer into that, or hit that quarter pipe in some way. Now, you're going to pause and immediately go to stickers. Remove all the stickers. Margera. You're going to grind these two and get as close to this wall as you can. And then you want to look towards the wall like this. You don't want to be going too close to it so you wall plant. You just want to get a wall ride. And now you're going to grind those two things. Now jump over to the left over that railing and get over to close to this wall. And now you're going to, what you're going to do is you're going to jump off the wooden, the 4x4 here. I don't even know what the hell you would call this. And then you're going to wall ride all the way until you grind that red pipe. And now, right here, here's an important thing. You're actually going to wally and then get off your board and get back on your board and air drift a little bit to the left. Just like this. Now, that is not that important. You can just skate around. Like I said, this is an intermediate tutorial, so this is optimization tutorial more than anything, really. So, you just want to grind that and skate over here and grind that. Now, next thing you want to do is get the donuts. You want to get special as soon as possible. So doing a boneless, here's how you get special as quick as possible, okay? You boneless up to here, which gives you up to P. And then you want to do a BS shifty straight across, like this. And that will give you full special. And then as soon as you land, actually, you know what? I'm going to even optimize this even more. Do the revert before you do the combo. Like this. Just like that. Do it just like that, and you will be impressed with how good this, this mission looks inside your runs. It will look so good. Just like that. Very clean. If you even want to be Mr. Fast Boy, you can do it like this. Just remember that special is extremely important. Don't forget that. You can even manual and keep your speed from it. And then keep the speed again and do it like this. It's not necessary. None of that is necessary. Look at this. Just do the shifty here, get the special. Absolutely possible with very basic strats. I'm just showing optimizations more to be able to be faster at this game. Because this game is a very simple game. You just have to... But being able to optimize it is not simple. It becomes a very big clusterfuck of insane stuff that you have to do. So, Jed signs. Jed signs are really fun. What you want to do is, whenever you're grinding up here, don't jump off too early. I used to do this shit all the time. It would drive me literally insane. So you want to hold grind until you hit that, and as soon as you hear it break, you want to jump off and get off your board. And then you can go down here. Now, you want to turn to the right and jump off of this little awning and then grind that by getting off your board. And then next thing you want to do is line this up. Now, you do not want to stop. You want to do all of this in one motion. So it looks like this. I do like a little get off board and get on board, and I air drip to the left. It makes it easier for me. You probably don't need that at all, but I just find it easier to do that. Now, your objective really is to get to this railing right here, this sloped railing, because what you're going to do is you're pretty much going to grind down this part right here as you're going down, and it's going to give you max grind speed so you can make this gap across the railing. Oh, here's the backup. If you have to do it, then you can jump off the wall. Now, okay, you get this shed sign, you jump up to the left. You want to grind that down and then jump off the railing and grind it again. And whenever you do that, you'll gain enough speed to be able to gap over this rail, or this rail gap, and get to the other side. Now, I know that sounds like I'm over-explaining it. That literally, like, is an awkward-ass jump that a lot of people have problems with. So... yeah, I've helped a lot of people with that, so I'm just throwing it out there. Now, remember that jumping off a rail is faster than just grinding the rail? Jumping off the rail and flying through the air and grinding it again is the fastest way of movement, but it's also the riskiest way to grind a rail. So, truly, it's up to you how much you want to play risk and roulette. Like, it really... you're just going to shoot yourself in the foot if you miss grind or whatever. This is very self-explanatory driving, but pretty much what you want to do is you just want to make sure that... I guess I can go through and kind of tell where I'm braking. That'll kind of help. Alright, so I'm gassing. We're going to do a brake. Haha, we're going to try that one more time. Alright, so we're going to brake right here. And now we're going to go straight through this gap. You do not need to do that gap, but I don't think it's that difficult. I think you can do it. I believe in you. So now I do a brake and then a hand brake right there at that corner. And then I run into the wall and I bounce off of it. So we're going to do that one more time. So you don't need to even brake that much. I braked way too much. See, that was terrible. You can do that much better than I could. Right there. Like, you just press it once and you're fine. Just tap it. Just give it a little tap, tap, tap-a-roo. Now here, you're just going to turn around heavy. And then you want to brake and then hand brake. And you don't want to run into that wall like that. But if you do, it's fine. Drive over here and then turn to the left. That can really frick you over. If you don't want to use that, we're going to show you an even safer way to do it. Because I'm not just here to show you how to do it one way. This tutorial is trying to show you as many different ways you can do each strat, and it's going to be a long tutorial, I know that. But I knew that it was also going to take a lot shorter of a time the second, after we got after New Jersey. So, here is the safer, easier strat I keep forgetting to do because... So here's number 1, easier strat. Just hit this. There you go. You don't need to swag and go through the car. Brake, handbrake. Very nice. Go to the left. There you go. Very safe. I do a little brake right there. Do another little brake and handbrake. Now right here can be a true asshole. You just want to make sure that you brake whenever you hit this corner and turn to the right. And then you want to turn to the right a little bit, just barely, and then turn to the left if you have to. But you want to turn to the right a little bit because it makes it easier to turn over that blind corner. Now, you're going to want to pause it and go straight to party boats.
Welcome to...
Obviously, you've already manipulated your tricks. Nutbuster it out, baby. Do it 3 times, and then you're immediately going to pause it. Go down to view goals. Wall combo. Now you're just going to want to immediately jump, and you're going to want to land your jump right here after this shadow. Right about here. And what that'll do is if you're manualing and then you land your jump inside that, and you do a wall push, you'll actually be able to do the mission. It'll just register, and it's a lot faster that way than doing a normal wall plan. So we'll do that one more time. What you're doing is you're doing a wall push. You're going to manual, and then you're going to hold Y as soon as you're about to hit the wall. And then just jump out if you have to. Sometimes you can even get lucky. I'll try to get it real quick, but it's inconsistent as fuck. But you do that. Yeah, I did it. Thank you, game. I appreciate you. Alright, so yeah, it instantly ended the mission. So now after you do that, you just want to immediately go to grind or bull grind. And you just want to use your visual cues to pause it as soon as you finish that last bottle group, and then you just want to double tap down and go to prove yourself. Now 360 with a no ollie and revert, and it'll stop immediately. Now there's 2 different ways that this can go: lucky or not lucky. If you got unlucky, then you have to do a 360 with your trick, which is fine. It's not that big of a deal. It's common. If you got lucky, then you get to just do a nutbuster on the floor, and you don't have to worry about it. I did not get lucky, so we're going to do the quick turn. Down, down, right trigger. So you just want to do down, down, right trigger, and then you want to immediately go up and do a 360. Just like that. We're going to do it again. One more time, just to make sure. Even backup strats. Or actually, no, I'm going to show a swag strat real quick that I've been developing. This one's awkward, though. It's hard. Damn it, come on. Come on. Stop. This one's hard, like I said. There you go. That's really fucking hard. That's a new strategy that I've been making recently, like as in like the past 2 days. So just little things. This game is being optimized every single day. So learn things, develop. You'll get better in no time, I promise. As long as you have the drive to be able to watch through it at like a 2-hour Tony Hawk video, I guarantee you that you'll be able to run this game entirely. So let's get back into the actual run. So you got to impress Tony Hawk. I got perfect luck. So this is perfect luck right there. That's what it looks like. Now you just gotta wait a minute. Now I literally, there's not much I can explain to you after these competitions are gonna be just very basic. I'm gonna show you how to do them, and then after that you can literally skip ahead to a part in the video I'm gonna link inside the description. We're gonna do it like that. So I just want to make sure that you guys understand how to get it all done. But you really don't need that much. I would recommend getting manual stats here and grind stats. Lip stats are just a meme. But grind stats, absolutely recommend it. You can just go into this bowl and grind around it for 8 seconds. Make sure you don't lose time to it though. That's important. Don't lose time because you're getting these stats. That's not that important. It's just something you can do while you're waiting. Of course, you have tons of time in Tampa anyway. So, here's how you're going to do the first competition. You're going to do a boneless shifty 180, and then as soon as you land, you're going to do a mix it up. Oh, sorry. Let me retry. So mix it up, and as soon as you see the mix it up register, you're going to pause and end current run. Do the same thing again. And then the third one, you're just going to end run. And now you're going to pretty much do the same exact thing on this mission. And now literally wait fest. 3 minutes of waiting through this section right here before we get back to pretty much any tutorial. So I'll try to explain a few things while I'm here if you want to know anything. But I can kind of re-chat a little bit more here and stuff and say hi to people. By the way, what's up Ashley and what's up Stealth? Sorry guys. Just getting this stiff in, no. But okay, so you'll notice that I'm pretty good at butt slapping. I've put a lot of practice into it. It's definitely a useful strategy to be getting better at this game. Not necessary whatsoever. No worries, enjoying this is... Hell yeah, man. I'm just trying to be helpful in making that tutorial, so... Talk about the strat about getting the bouncy ball. Oh yeah, that's important stuff. We actually have important strategies as well, like trying to get the bouncy ball from here back into the actual this bouncy ball right here. It's a hard bouncy ball to mess with. You get a little scared whenever you start messing with it. Now this is completely unnecessary. I haven't done this in a while. Completely unnecessary here. But if you get back, if you get this back into AmJam, or not AmJam, why did I think this was Thaw? If you get this back into the Tampa Am, you get 10 bonus points from me. I'll tell you that right now. What those bonus points earn, I don't know, but you get them.
Final
10 exposures, absolutely. Alright, so this is the literally last section of this. So, what controller do you prefer? Do you change bindings for comfort? What controller? Oh, copy paste on accident. I prefer a GameCube controller, and no, I do not change binds. I will change tricks, but never binds. Hey Beth, thank you so much. 85 bits. Holy crap. Drop him down already. Thank you for the bits. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm doing a tutorial right now. You came in at the perfect time. I'm gonna be a little bit caught up for like the next hour, doing a little bit of talking. But after that, we're good. But all right, we're getting back into the tutorial here. Last 10 seconds. Here we go. So now we're back into the run. You just want to mash Ollie to get through the Ryan Clemens mission cutscene. And pick Birdhouse, and then there's a little cutscene right there. You're just going to skip over it, and then press done. Now, as soon as you spawn inside of San Diego, we're going to actually go straight to this mission. And you're going to immediately just start doing Nutbusters. There's 3 Nutbusters. You're going to see Temp up at the corner. Don't worry. Just do Nutbusters, and make sure that you do what I'm doing there right now. I'm going to show that again real quick.
Yo, let's get some photos for your first...
this is what you're going to want to do. You want to do a nutbuster, and then you want to jump and then get off your board immediately. That actually saves time. So you want to make sure that you do it. Jump, get off your board as soon as you land. And then the last one is a diagonal down left. Or pressure if you're using my controls. And then you just want to pause, view goals, and go to Daredevil high lines. And then do a boneless. You don't need to do the boneless, but really it's not that hard. Just do a boneless and then press grind. It's really not that difficult, and if you get it down, it's a lot faster. As soon as you hit the last flower box, you can pause it and you'll be able to view goals. Go straight down to Rooftop Technician. Air out the auditorium is so slow. Please do not go to this. It hurts every time I do it. I've done it plenty of times. It will hurt you too. Don't let it hurt you. Just do it right. Go down to Rooftop Technician. Knock it out. Now, as soon as you do this, you just want to do a manual and then do a flip. And then I like to land my trick because it lets me get that stat, but it's not a big deal. You just need a manual across. It doesn't save any time to land it. Don't let it hurt you. Stop it. Get some help. Alright, but next thing you're going to want to do is you're waiting for a very specific time, which is 33 seconds. So you're just going to do that over that. I'm going to do some air outs because I'm a nerd. But you're waiting for 33 seconds to come. Right about here. Oh, I didn't get it. But Nighttime San Diego is a trick where you land at whenever 34 is changing to 33 on beginner any percent. You can actually jump and land and mash through a loading trigger for the next area, but it'll still give you the missions. So you can literally have daytime San Diego or daytime San Diego or nighttime San Diego whenever it's supposed to be daytime. This is incorrect. You want to immediately pause it and go up to acid drops if you did not get it. Because if you got that skip, then you would automatically be able to do acid drops. You would be right next to acid drops whenever you landed. But that was not the case. So we're going to pause it and go up and go to acid drops, the two towers. Now what you're going to do is you want to double jump off this wall. Double jump and then grab onto the railing. Now you should be right about here. You want to double jump again. You don't get it. Sorry. Let me correct that. Double jump, grab on, and then climb up a little bit, and then double jump. Bam. That's how easy it is. Now you just want to turn, jump. Make sure you jump before this. You don't jump, it's a quad butt slap. You do jump, it's a double. So please jump before this if you're learning. Jump, and then double butt slap, and then don't be me. Don't do what I just did. Don't make that mistake. That was a dumb one. Let me try that again. So you jump, you climb up a little bit, double jump again, and now you're going to jump, turn a little bit to the right, and then double butt slap. There you go. I'm up here. Now I'm going to show you it without the spine or without it, and I'm going to do the double butt slap, okay? And like I could just like fade hop back up like a fucking dumbass. Okay, so I'm going to try to do it with the double slap, the double butt slap, okay? Oh wow. That was without the spine transfer, but the jump makes it a lot easier. I will say that. The jump makes it easier to aim where you're going and stuff, so you definitely just want to get back up there with a double butt slap, be as quick as possible, and you're golden. Alright, now you're going to want to pause it and go to, let's start this party. Let's get this party started, whatever. Now, here's a tip. If you're skating goofy, you are going to be spawning in regular. So this actually will lose you time if you don't notice this. So you want to revert as soon as you spawn and then start comboing. If you're in regular, this does not apply. But you just want to get over to here and you want to pause it as soon as you wall plant it. Now it's very important that you pause it before it actually registers on the mission. Because what it's going to do is you actually are going to be able to restart it and keep the menu, like keep the actual item from the mission because it didn't register, but it's still on the wall. So it kind of like laps over. So you just restart And now I have a flyer already. So that one's already done. And I just warped. So now we just do these other ones. I didn't do the reaver at the start. But now you can bonk into walls to actually wall plant things instead of having to wall plant them. So we just go around and try to do that. That last one that you saw me do inside the bridge is a real dick. I'll tell you that much right now. And then you just want to hit that last one and land so we get those stats. And then double jump over the wall into this. And this will warp you over to here, which will let you start this mission. I'm going to do that last mission one more time just so you can understand what I did. So if you're... I'm a goofy, so we're going to revert, manual, and then I do like a little shuffle on that thing, but I didn't do it that time. Doesn't matter. You're going to wall plant, and before... I'm going to actually let it register. Before that registers, you see how it went... Duh. Before that registers, you want to actually pause and restart the mission. Like that. Now you can immediately wall plant this one. And you remember, don't want to be inside of switch, you want to be in regular, and you just want to bonk off these walls. There's a cool strat here actually I don't use. But I will tell you right now, after today I will probably be using this. So take that as you will. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bonk off this wall, grind this, and now we're gonna grind this rail back here, and we're actually gonna... Oh, dang it, it didn't work. Okay, it might be more difficult than I thought it was, but I might actually not teach that one. My bad. Okay, whatever. Moving on. That's not that big of a deal. We're just gonna do the easier strategy, which is just running into it and like kind of skating. Very simplistically. So, bonk. Get off your board. Bonk. I like using no comply or boneless to kind of give me a little bit more speed over the railing. Now remember, manualing and jumping faster. Bonk off that, get off your board, and jump over the wall. And then talk to the band guy. Now, grind this rail right, or this ledge right here. And then jump up here and grind this. Now, this is absolutely not necessary, honestly. World record doesn't even do this route. World record does the bottom route. He does it like this. Which is absolutely a viable route. This is a completely viable route. I'm telling you that right now. Like, that was fast. Honestly, I would say that that route is better. I would recommend that route over the one I was going to teach. So I'm actually going to leave it at that. If you want to go back and watch that, just watch it over and like kind of see what I did there. That route is perfect. Now, driving here, very simplistic. You just want to let go. Actually, security cart can be an asshole, so I'm going to explain this a little better than that. Letting go of gas is your best friend here, okay? If you ever think you're about to lose control in what you're doing, let go of gas. This car keeps rolling for a moment, so you don't lose that much time from letting go. And whenever you do, you gain a lot of control over the wheels. So this thing drives like a boat, but has the most ridiculous steering ever. It turns really slow, but it turns like it's heavy, but it actually has like the most ridiculous turn speed ever. Has like ridiculous handle. But alright. Brake, handbrake, and you want to try to turn into here. You just want to hit these cones. Now here I let go of gas, so I hit that wall, and it turns me for this section. Same with this one. Now right here I let go of gas, and it allows me to actually turn this really tight. And then we let go of gas right here on the staircase for that last little like turn that I just did there as I was straightening out for this last straightaway. Now, we get off our board. This will be nighttime San Diego. This will be nighttime if you did nighttime San Diego correctly. This is daytime, obviously, because I missed nighttime San Diego. So, you're going to actually skate over here. No matter what system you're on, you're going to skate over here. Like PC or whatever Windows system. And you're just going to hold up and jump. Now, I turn to the right. It seems to help me. I hold diagonal up right. And I jump in this certain rhythm. You want the car to stop at least 3 times during this, because you want to be able to stop right in front of this kid. And then what you want to do is you want to do a shifty, shifty, and then a trick. Does not matter what the trick is. Just shifty, shifty, and then any trick. And then pause it and go up, up, A. Or down, down, A. Doesn't matter. Whichever one you're more comfortable and faster at doing, because that's how many there are there. Because it's only 4. So, or 5. I can't remember. My brain is on route. Oh my god, lol. So you just want to grind and try to get all those. That one's pretty straightforward. You just kind of follow the mission. Doing it optimally is doing it as fast as possible. So yeah, you're just gonna do this and you're gonna let go of this combo at 31. So right now it's pretty much just do a nose grind, tail 5-0 and 50-50, and then wait until this says 31. It's pretty much what this is. And there we go. Now you're going to do a boneless judo 180, a mix it up, and then a shifty 180. Or even just a regular trick, honestly, at the end would work fine. Now what we're going to do is we're in Hawaii. We're almost halfway through the game, guys. We're worked our way through halfway. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go up to Speaking Hawaiian. Speaking Hawaiian is a very simple mission that we're going to actually do a route that is technically a little bit slower than world record, but I want you to learn this way because it's easier to learn and it teaches your mind better how to work. So what we're going to do is you're going to tap up and then go to Speaking Hawaiian. Now, no complying is actually a lower ollie than an ollie can be, and a boneless is taller than an ollie. So doing no comply is actually the fastest way to ollie out the ground. So do a no comply over that, and then do a boneless there. Now, to make your life easier right here, after you grab that last one, we're actually going to do Speaking Hawaiian one more time so I can show you the route correctly. So no comply over that. I boneless onto railings, or no comply into them, doesn't matter. Manual, and then ollie into the E, and then turn to the left and grind that rail and talk to meat. Now, you're going to want to pick up the lays in this route right here, okay? There's 2 different routes that we're going to do for Hawaii, okay? We're going to explain both routes, and they're going to get confusing a little bit, but we're going to be okay. So we're going to explain the harder strats, and that's going to be harder to explain. The more basic stuff is going to be the easier stuff to explain. So we're going to do that first. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the basic strat that you would do for this. So what you're going to do is you're going to literally come over here, spine transfer, hold grind, and grind those 3 and jump up to the left. Now you're going to want to grind up this and get that. Now if you can do this grind thing up here, which is where you just hold grind and spam ollie kind of, and then you'll get a grab on the ledge, but I didn't really ever like that, so I just hold up and jump out, and then hold up and jump out again like that in the right direction. I haven't done this in forever, so you just, if you look straight on at this quarter pipe and you hold up and jump, you can jump over it, and then you can do the same thing right here. And then you just want to grind up, don't care about getting the secret tape, and you just want to touch this rooftop. The reason why you're touching this rooftop is to actually open up this elevator right here. Now this is the easier route, so you just want to touch this rooftop at all. So we're going to do this mission one more time real quick, so check this out. Spine transfer over, grind these 2, grind this, and then you can even jump over here to the right and grab onto the railing. That's another great idea. And then turn right down here, air out, jump, and land on this awning. And now grind and jump to keep your speed. And then touch this, and then you don't even need to touch the railing. I didn't mean to do that. You can just jump off the edge. And then you come over here, grind this, jump up to the left. Don't get hit by the bus. Grab this lay. And then grind this railing right here and jump off. Or just skate up straight up to this. And then pause it as soon as you touch it, and then press down, down A. Go to your goals and tap down, down A, and you'll get straight to this. Now, I have optimized this mission a ton over the past year, but pretty much you just want to brake and handbrake into that, so you're doing the UV. Brake and handbrake into this barely, so you slow down to hit it. And then brake into that one, and brake into this one. And that'll give you the fastest route for that. You can kind of slow down to see what I did there, but it kind of self-explanatory for the driving sections, because this game is just an asshole. Like, obviously, driving is terrible. So this is a manipulation on wall plants. You know how we did that earlier, where we took the wall plant and we actually got it inside the next, or after we reset the mission. This is a manipulation on the same kind of thing. So what we're pretty much going to be doing is doing a wall plant, and then we're going to pause it after our foot gets back on the board. So wall plant, foot gets back on the board, we're going to restart the mission, and then wall plant the wall again. If you do the pause any earlier, then it will not work. If you wall plant too high on the wall, then it will not work. Now, I'm going to teach two different strats here, and then I'm going to show a swag strat, okay? Number one, you can use the elevator, because if I showed the one I showed you, you've already gotten this elevator unlocked, so you can just unlock that and then line up jumping off that and grab onto the edge or whatever, or just, if you're feeling gutsy, you can jump off and air drift in, or whatever you want to do. I keep bucking it up. My bad. I keep bucking it up. There we go. So you can jump in like that and then run down and do that. But your objective is just to get here and spine transfer in. So you could do this. That's also another strategy that you can use, just using butt slaps. If you want to use double butt slap, oh, sorry. Just jump off the wall and then grab onto the edge. Totally possible. Totally possible. And now for the final swag strat. Nope, sorry. Come on, almost. This one's a little awkward. Trust me, this is not easy. This is where the... This is just so you know that this game gets serious after a while, you know? Like, this tutorial is going to show a lot of easy stuff and a lot of crazy shit. Nice. So that is what the craziest version of this is, and that's like me doing it poorly. That was me doing it slowly, and it was a 155. So that tells you kind of how fast that one is. Then it really is just ridiculously fast. So that one's not going to be what you're going to want to do, though. Just do the double butt slap up, get off your board, and jump. Or if you're not going to do that, then just use this and then warp and then get on the ledge and grind. Whichever one you use. Like, that was literally 154 while using, like, the elevator strat. So it's not that much different, dude. Like, 156 is what I'll do if I'm doing it the fastest way I can do it, which is the butt slap strat with the air out. Now, as soon as you get here, you're going to want to do... This route can be really annoying, but what I do is a boneless shifty 360, just like that. It doesn't work all the time. You have to get a perfect landing, I think, for that. So do a boneless judo 180 or 360. That'll work every time. And then after you do that, you want to immediately go into... Honestly, I bet you there's an easier way to do this. Yes. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to... No. We're going to manual, and then we're going to do Casper, 1 foot nose manual, and then we're going to push upwards. Whichever foot is up in the air, you want to go towards that balance. That is how you're going to do this. So, Casper, and then if you do a 1 foot nose manual, then you're going to go upwards on the balance. If you're going to do a back foot manual, which is going to come if you do the same exact route, except with a manual, a normal manual at the start, like this. Well, actually, no, it seems like 1 foot manual is becoming the only one that shows up. So it seems like I can just do this route just like how I'm doing it. Like, start a manual, do that, and then... Oh, wait, sorry. You don't even... If you want to ollie out, please do, but you can do this even faster. You can just do that. Oh, jeez. And then do a boneless. Okay, actually, from doing this, you're going to get the stats. So you can do a shifty into a mix it up, I believe. I'm trying to show you the optimal route. Now, this is not that important. Really, all you need to know, get 5,000 points, impress the 3 girls. They're right here, and right over here. Now, that's the route for all the girls. But what you need to know for this routing, pretty much, is that it's all about optimizing how many points you get for each girl. You don't want to waste your time doing stuff that's unnecessary. You know? So you want to get that. Do that. And then that. There we go. That was perfect. That's how you optimize it. And then you want to land into this pool and pause as soon as you land. And if you do that, then you'll get all 3 of them, and then you'll be able to menu to the next one. You want to go to high lines next. You want to go down, A, high lines. Do a crook on the high line, and then at this point right here, you can jump off to the right and be able to actually hit the trigger, because the trigger is actually a flat line. We're going really far across. It's like a plane. So, oh, I didn't get to jump off to the right. So you just jump off to the right like this, and you hit the train, or you hit the plane. So now here's the next mission. Now you can do this the basic way, manual, do a handstand, and then as soon as you hit that trigger, that means that you beat it, that blue thing that came up for a second there. But I'm gonna teach you how to use the C.A.T.B.a.G, the actual this thing, the handstand. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna barely turn yourself to the right, because what you want to do is you want to jump onto this railing on the right after touching this quarter pipe. Think of this quarter pipe as having a gigantic trigger on the top of it that you have to hit for this mission to finish. So you want to jump off at that angle like that. You don't want to jump off like this. You want to jump off over here. And then you want to grind across, and then you want to get... Oh, that was too low. See, you need to air out or else you don't get it. Now you need to jump off to the left, and you see how I got this off the walls, like, thing? Off the walls manual or whatever. That's what you want. So as soon as you finish that mission, I'm going to do it one more time to show you what I was talking about. So you just no warp to that one. You do this mission. Oh. You touch that. By the way, if you do a normal trick like this, you're fine. Just do a handstand right there before rail hop. And it normally works. I don't know why it didn't work there. Jump off to the left and not get it. Okay. Interesting. You're doing things, game. There we go. So as soon as you see that mission complete, you're going to want to press up, 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 and go to kill the wallows. Now, this mission can be an asshole, but really all you have to do is hold up, grind this, grind this, grind this, grind this, and land on this one right here, the thing I'm hanging on. Now, if you want to do it safer and easier, don't even worry about grinding that. Just air out to this red house right here. Grind this, grind this, grind this, grind this, and then land on this last one. And you can warp to the next one through view goals. You just press down A. But if you want to do a no warp strategy that's really fast and really cool, honestly, in my opinion, grind this gate and then jump over to the red house and land on top of this wooden piece, and you can land right in the grass in no warp straight up to meet. Very quick. Now, you just don't want to ollie here. That's the optimization. It's really hard, honestly. Even at a top level, you still mess it up all the time. Now, here's where the divergencies inside of the fast route and the slow route are for Hawaii. Now, I did not show the fast route for Get Laid. because the fact that fast route for getting laid, you can see from my PB if you're really that interested. And that is a more advanced strat, how I have my routing. So, but it's really pretty basic how I have it routed. It's just like doing the stuff. But HBS is really can be a dick. But if you want to just get the mission done, go around this corner and go into this elevator. Now that is going to literally finish the mission. This will finish the mission, but I won't be able to do this mission again if I go into there. So I can't do it just yet. But I'm going to show Hawaii butt slap real quick. So this is Hawaii butt slap. So what you do is you do a triple butt slap and an air out, which air out is doing a spine transfer while doing a butt slap. And then, so all at the same time. I'll do it again real quick. So I'm doing like I'm doing multiple butt slaps while doing an air out. Like I'll do an air out without butt slapping. That. I'm pressing the spine out key. And then I'm butt slapping with it. And then I'm air drifting backwards to be able to grab the ledge. Or you can just be really badass and do it like this. Aw, jeez, come on. There we go. You can also just do it like that. That's also how you can do bridge skip. So however you fancy hitting bridge skip, that's fine. You just need to get up to this rooftop. Whether it's skating up here and doing the slow version of getting laid to get the teleport, or doing the strat where you do a fucking triple butt slap air out to get up here, or quad butt slap. Whatever your strat is, it all depends on your skill level and what you understand about the game and what your abilities are at the moment. So don't push yourself too far, and don't do something that makes the game unfun for you. Learn the game however you're gonna learn it, please. So now we're gonna go to Hotel Hopper. Just do a double butt slap. Even if you can do more, just do a double. It's fastest to do that. Now here, you're just gonna wanna do a boneless shifty 180 and hit a mix it up. Now grinding those rails is not the biggest deal in the world. But you know what? It's a way bigger deal. Restarting this mission, because if you restart this mission, I will show you, you will get a warning message, and also your timer will continue going. So you want to immediately edit tricks and pause out of that, and then you can fix it. Now boneless judo 180 and do an indy 900. That's the safe way of doing it, or that's the fast way of doing it. You can also just do a 720 and be safe. We use the C.A.T.B.a.G here to skip the slow-mo. I mean, like, you can skip the slow-mo with a normal trick. So I can't say that. Now, technically, it is faster to just no warp to this. So just spam left trigger and start out. So now what you're going to do after this is you're going to do a boneless shifty 180 and do a mix it up, and then do a semi-flip. Oh. Sorry, the mission kind of wrecked me with the texture. So I start from a cutscene or a view goal every time that I retry a mission because of the glitch. Oh geez, muscle memory, something my bad. But I do this every single time. Every single time that I do a mission, I go to view goals because of the duplicated inputs. Really annoying. So that's what it'll look like. Just like that. That's what you're kind of going for. Now you're pretty much just wanting to do a boneless judo or boneless shifty 180 into a mix it up. Simpler way to do that, they'll lose you a little bit of time. It's fine. It's to just go off to the left side. Like that. That's totally feasible, you know? Now, if you have the nollie, use the nollie for both of these. And then get off your board and jump. Pressure, use the pressure. If you don't have it, do it the normal way. It's not that big of a deal. Same with here. I actually think that doing a pressure flip here is actually faster because you can use the pressure flip to give you points. So that's a thing. And then you just want to make sure that you complete that mission before you start this one, because that can be a real problem. Now we're going to do a camera manipulation here to be able to actually manipulate the fact that we're recording him right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn our camera. I'm going to look really jagged doing it. If you have analog on your stick, please just look at the man. Just look at this dude. Look at this dude. Look at his forehead. And you'll be fine. And just wait until that mission finishes. And now this one's all RNG. I'm not teaching the RNG manipulation for this one. So this is a lot of RNG. But I'm going to teach you how to optimize your manual tricks in general. But I'm only going to teach you how to do these three. So pay attention. To rail is going to be down. You see the balance bar? If I go straight down, it's going to land the trick. If I go straight up, it'll bail. So truck stand and pogo are up. And to rail is going to be down. That lets you optimize this mission a ton. Like this. See what I mean? And that was poorly done. Now, this one right here, very simple. You're just going to start up a manual, and then you're going to press grab, flip, and then go straight down. Manual. Oops, sorry. Manual, grab, flip, straight down. And then pause as soon as you see this the mission end. Pause, and then go down to party dregs, and then mash Ollie. And then immediately pause it as soon as the mission starts and restart it. The reason why we're restarting it is actually to, if you'll notice, if you'd ever played the mission before, we're following this dude with the skull. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually get on our board after a restart, and we'll have a much faster start to get, Jesus, come on game, delayed inputs, please. We'll have a much faster start to get to him. That was with all delayed inputs and all, but yeah, much easier to get to him. Now then we just warp straight to this. That's just pause, down, down, A. Very simple, straightforward route. I grind this, but honestly I would recommend you don't do that. Grind this, and then that's about it. Keep your oh geez, come on game, please. So we're gonna go around there, and I grind that, but you can do whatever you want. I get off my board boneless and get off my board and get back on. That seems to help me optimize that. Grab that. Make sure you grab that before you grab the mission to start, because I've totally done that before a lot. So it's painful. I recommend not doing it. Unless you're a true masochist. But these are pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to do it one more time just because I want to tell you about something at the start. This wall right here has a wall ride bounce. A wall ride bounce is something a little too complicated to explain right now, but technically it's just mesh from out of bounds that has you able to wall ride backwards. Pretty much this. Which, like, I mean, like, if you were trying to do cool stuff, it would allow you to do some pretty cool stuff, you know? But, we're not trying to do cool stuff as much as we're trying to go fast. So, doing a wall ride bounce is going to send you backwards, which is, you know, that's pretty slow. Not gonna lie. So, we're just gonna skate over here. I do an air drift to the right. Get off board, get on board, and go to the right, and you'll be able to just easily drift over into a place where you can skate to that next item and grind the quarter pipe. Skate out here. I drop down off rail and do manuals and hop because it's technically faster by a few frames. Not that big of a deal. Ollie off that the latest you can, and you'll ollie lower. But make sure you ollie off of it, because if you don't, then you're not going to make the gap. There we go. Now you want to bonk off that while holding brake, because you'll actually do an automatic like turn around in velocity. Brake while you're going on that upward slope, and do not gas until you touch this actual upper area. Now, as soon as you get here, you're going to do the same exact bonk off the railing. And then as soon as you bonk off the railing, turn around and look through your camera. And that is the fastest way to get that driving. Now watch that back and literally just like practice. So what you're going to do here is do a boneless shifty 180, manual, and then do an indy 900. That was not it. We're going to do this one more time. Boneless shifty, oh my god. One more time. Boneless shifty 180. But you don't want to go that far. It's like, let me start the mission from the start. My bad. So it'll look like this. You'll start this thing, boneless shifty 180, and then indy 900. And then, again. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm messing up little things. Boneless shifty 180, manual, and then indy 900. Just like that. And then you'll be able to pause it. Go down, down A. So you, at the start you went up A. And now you're going down, down A. You want to get vert competitions. Pretty much what you're trying to avoid, if you haven't noticed, is blimp. Blimp is a really slow mission that we do not do in the speedrun. So you're just going to do boneless judo 180, or boneless shifty 180, land on the floor, and do an indy 900. Just like that. And then end on the third one. Now, we're going to go straight to hip transfers. Very basic. If you're learning a speedrun for a Tony Hawk game, you probably know how to do hip transfers. If you don't, just press the spine transfer button. I really hope that you learn how to do hip transfers before learning how to speedrun this game. But that's beside the point. I know that feel. Trust. Been there. But, just gonna basically grind everything. This is an auto-scroller, so you can't technically save time here. You can only lose time instead of SCJ. Now, dude, that cutscene right there is a Windows 10 exclusive, loading hell. So you just want to mash through everything here, go through the view goals, and go to the audio. Show off your skills. Now here you just want to hold forward and spine transfer over. Very, very easy. Now this last mission right here, you just want to boneless and judo, or boneless and shifty off of that. And that'll give you this first stat with a mix setup. Next thing you want to do is just do another shifty after that, and then you should be inside of your normal stance with those two special points, or those two stat points unlocked. That's extremely important. And now you just want to go forward, go towards this bus, and get off your board. Now what that did is it warped you over to this area. Now you can technically, which world record does do this, you can just grind this. It's not like that much faster to use the warp. It's just easier if you're newer and you don't have great movement. So if you're newer and you don't have great movement, you're going to want to turn to the left, go to this bus, and get off your board there. Turn to the left and wall ride and wally up here, and that'll allow you to do this. Now if you're having a hard time with that, just do it the way that Rushi does it and just have bad movement, and that's okay because you're learning. You can learn how to do it the harder ways in the future. Now, as soon as you spawn into Moscow, you're going to want to go to view goals, and then you're going to want to go to ready for battle. This is very simple. You're going to want to jump, grind, do a shifty, and then immediately do a nutbuster. And that will easily finish the mission. There's nothing else you need to do. That's the fastest way I can think of. The only other way is inconsistent. Because of how many points you get for the grind, you have to have a very specific amount. And then, actually, wait. Let me recall this real quick. Oh, okay, just do that. Okay, silly me. Just do a caveman 50-50 judo 180, and the mission will end instantly. And then you want to mash Ollie after every single mission in Moscow. Because if you don't, then you'll get this cutscene after I'll show right here. Like, oh, sorry. Let me just. Whoop. Just like this. Oh. See, it's inconsistent-ish. See this right here? You have to press A after. So, each one. Then you want to go to blind big brother. Skate forward. And actually, no, grind this thing to the left right here. And it'll keep you the speed. And then you just want to jump right here, and it'll get you to that last one earlier. Now, fun fact about this thing, it says get special and get some speed first. You can literally ollie and spine transfer it. But do a boneless or a double butt slap for now. You don't really need to swag it and hit like a late ollie or whatever, you know. That's like unnecessary. Or like doing a no comply is even easy. Whatever you're doing, it's very simple. That's very simple. That's pretty much what I want you to take away from this run. It's that it's very simple, yet the optimization of it is very, very far. It's like a really low level game to get into, but it has an extremely high skill ceiling. So you just want to make sure you get all those. Now there's two different ways to do this mission. You can rather triple butt slap up here. You can double butt slap and grab the railing and then jump up like that. Or you can air out butt slap from down here. I'm dumb, sorry. Just like that, and you can hit this, and you can even catch the grind on the way. And go all the way here. But you want to mash Ollie as fast as you physically can. And what that'll do is, I believe I literally just got it too. This is, I think I got Vid Skip, which Vid Skip is a trick that allows you to pretty much do, if you remember what Nighttime C.A.T.B.a.G was, what I told you about it, I didn't get it this run, but I told you about it. And what Nighttime C.A.T.B.a.G is it'll pretty much skips the trigger. This is another one of those where I believe I actually hit this one, so we'll find out in a bit, but we don't know yet. So let's go to manuals. This is Rodney Mullen's mission. You're just going to want to leave. If you don't know too many tricks for where their landing is using the balance, do one of two things. Rather jump each one, which loses you time, or save the one that you do know to be the last one that you do inside of the combo. Like say, I know handstand the best. Okay, so then we're going to do the other two first, and then we're going to do handstand. Okay, I know truck stand best, so I'm going to do those two, and then I'm going to do truck stand last. That kind of thing, okay? You just want to optimize what you understand, not what you should understand. Feel me? So, here's how you're going to do ratings. What you're going to do is you're going to do a boneless shifty 180. Now, you're going to notice, if you look at the mission as I start, it kind of like blinks green and then it goes red immediately. The reason why it's doing that is because back here, all the way back here, where this mission is, all the way over here, this like little section right here actually it glitches out and starts at me on like the first 5 frames of the mission. So you can just do a boneless shifty 180 from there, and it's really simple. It's honestly not that heavy of a timing. I'll say that right now. But you just do the boneless shifty 180, do a mix it up, and then do a Casper like that, and then do a shifty out, and then press A and skip his cutscene, and then go to view goals. Now circus this is very easy. You're just gonna press flip grind, grind flip, grab flip, and then push up, and that'll do this. You jump, flip grind, grind flip, grab flip, and then up, and it'll look just like this. Sorry. No, sorry. I am incorrect about my inputs. My bad. I'm thinking of a different mission. So let me correctly give you the spiel. It is grab, or no, sorry, it's flip grind, grind flip, grab, and it'll look just like this. And that is the fastest way to do it that is known. Now, really all you have to do is get 3 manual tricks. It's not that big of a deal. You just have to make sure that it says, that's it, or can you land it. But next thing you're going to want to do as soon as you land that is pause it and go to warm-ups. Now, as soon as you start this, do a boneless judo 180, mix it up, and then do another shifty. And then do a mix it up, and then do a trick. Like this. Just like that. Now, there's even another mission to do there, but I'm going to show you it right now. I believe there's a faster way to do that, where you can do like this. Oh, come on. Like, you're pretty much going to do boneless shifty 180, mix it up, shifty 180, and then do an extra trick. There you go. Just like that. So, boneless shifty 180 into mix it up, into shifty 180, and then do an extra trick like a nut buster, and that one's done. Next thing you're going to want to do is go to double dome, and you just want to build up as much points as you can here. Very simple, very easy. Just going to throw it down real swift. You want to make sure that you actually, wow, okay, I got bell skip. All right, cool. Bell skip saves like next to no time inside this category, except for the cutscenes, which is like 0.5 seconds. But in other categories, it saves a lot of time. But just a cool thing that I got. It's another trigger. It's a trigger skip that I got inside this run, opposed to the other ones that I did not. That were very common. This one's not as common. So next thing you're going to want to do is go to Anonymous Caller. And Anonymous Caller, you're just going to want to air up here and grind this roof. Or that ledge, I mean. And then grind around. Use this route, pretty much. Use this route that I'm about to show you. And then jump off to the left here and grind this, and then jump off to the right. And that'll save you time. Now, this way, there's 2 different ways you can do this. There's the I know how to butt slap and I'm cool kind of way. And there's the I'm learning this game, please don't drive me insane trying to learn how to mash as fast as a god. Or a nerd. Whichever one you want to call it first. So, if you want to do it the easier way, we're going to show that first. So you're going to do a 720. Every single one of these needs to have a butt slap except for the last 2. Actually, no. Only the first 2 need to have a butt slap. Sorry. Now that I think about it. First 2 need to have a butt slap. So you're going to do a 720. Oh, sorry. You can't land. You have to get off your board on this. So 720. Get off your board. 540. Get off your board. 360. And 360. That'll finish the mission. But if you want to be the guy who knows how to butt slap and is cool, apparently, or whatever, it's not actually cool. But, you know, makes life a little easier for speedrunning, being able to do stuff like that. If you're able to do triple butt slaps or quad butt slaps, then this strategy is available to you. You can do a triple butt slap or a double butt slap there. Another double butt slap to get that 540, and then you need to get a 900 here. So it's a 900, a 720, and a 540, and that'll equal out 10 spins. And then you just want to go down here and no warp to Vladimir. Alright. Now, Vladimir, his driving is, the driving in this mission is very, very self-explanatory. But pretty much what you just want to do is you just want to drive around to all these sections. And you want to try to save as much as the juicy little time as you possibly can. So you're just trying to get these quick little breaks and turnarounds and stuff. Now, you're going to notice that I use some strategies here that other people don't use. I'll point it out whenever I do it, and I'll kind of explain how I'm doing it. So what we're going to do is I'm gonna explain it right now. So whenever I'm driving up to this quarter pipe right here, okay, I took a really wide angle on the outside. So my car is angled in a very specific angle. You don't need to do this. You could just do a quick turn, which is just hand braking and braking. Do a 180, get right out of there real quick. But if you want to do it the way I do it, then you're going to want to gas into the quarter pipe and do handbrake and brake at the same time, right whenever you hit the quarter pipe, like this. And you'll be able to do a quick whip 180 turn. Very difficult, not very consistent. Takes lots of practice, but stick in there, champ, you'll get it, I believe. Anybody who will sit there and listen to me babble about how beautiful this game is for 2 hours will truly understand and be able to learn this game, because I'll be able to help them as much as they need otherwise. And I feel like this tutorial has enough great information in it. There's a lot of helpful information in this thing so far. So this mission's very simple. Simplified version of it is there's 2 different strats here. I like to do the swag strat, but I'm not going to teach swag strat here. Swag strat is to do a drop down here and do a quad butt slap across. But I'm going to teach you how to do it the normal way, which is ollieing off here and grinding this and then grinding this. And then you can jump off here and do like a double butt slap or whatever. I don't know. I do 2 quad butt slaps there, back to back. And then I do this strat I actually want to show, because nobody uses this and it's actually pretty good. So if you... Yo, thank you so much for the follow. But okay, if you drop down right here and do a double butt slap, it'll actually put you right here, and then you cannot do any butt slaps right there, and it'll line you up to be able to jump off the actual planter. You're good. Now, you cannot, whenever you spawn in this mission, right, you'll be looking like this. If you turn to the right and just go straight, you'll notice that this actual quarter pipe right here is really, like, tall comparatively to a lot of the rest of the wall. And that's actually a huge deal, because we're not able to air out butt slap there. So what you're going to do is you're going to want to do like almost a 360 and get on your board like that. And what that'll do is it'll allow you to be able to use an air out butt slap to do a double air out butt slap and get out like that. Now if you want to be like even more swag, you don't even need to use the butt slap. You can actually just do an ollie and do a double jump in, but the double jump is faster. It's technically faster. This is technically faster, but it's harder. Yeah, there we go. And then I do a quad. Why do I do a quad whenever I'm doing a tutorial? I don't know. But you just want to get up here and do a double butt slap and get here. Honestly, if you can do a triple butt slap, then you could do the strat where you jump from here. If you can only do a double, then I'm going to show the strategy that you have to use right now, okay? So what you would do if you can only do a double is you would go right here. You're going to boneless off. I missed. Crap. So you're fine if you miss it. You would just get out of the pole, but I don't like to do that. I want to show you what the route looks like if it's correctly done, not what you would do if you messed up. So this is what it looks like if it's correctly done. There you go. That's bridge skip, or that's not bridge skip. What am I talking about? That's Moscow's ending done quickly. But this is the Moscow's ending done my way, like how I would do it instead of a speed run. Doing a triple butt slap there, air drift over here, and then air drift over here. And then do not, and I repeat, do not mash fast there. Do not. If I could put do not mash fast in capitals anywhere, it would be right here. I want you to mash like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because if you are not mashing that slow, you are giving yourself a huge likelihood of crashing your game. And if you do not crash your game, you didn't get lucky. Because then you soft locked your game. And if you soft lock your game, that means that you cannot pause the game And you also cannot start any missions. So the game is completely locked down in this area. You have to completely shut down the EXE to even continue, or to even continue playing the game, period. You just get stuck in New Jersey too. So now what you're going to want to do is pause and go to this. Go to create a trick. Now do down, down, B, get the soul skating out, and then as soon as you land, press down A, return to game, pause, down A, and A. Just spam A as the menu's coming up. Now you're gonna ollie off this quarter or off that ramp and grind that railing up there, and that'll give you the speed to be able to get through that pretty quickly. Now, this is actually a lot of RNG here, but what you're gonna want to do is you're just gonna want to look down at the bottom right and kind of try to throw down as many of the tricks as you see before you have to start doing stalls. Now stalls are literally RNG, like literally 100% uncontrollable RNG. There's just nothing really you can do about it. If you wanted, you could like, I guess you could like make C.A.T.B.a.Gs for all these, but that's just unreasonable. So there's multiple strats for this, but just remember that if you spawn and you start skating, you are going to bonk off this. So keep that in mind. Hold back and turn a little bit to the left. Boneless, shifty 180, mix it up, do a trick, and then mix it up again, and then do another trick. That'll totally work. You can also do a couple other strategies. I'll go back and show those in a bit after the end of the run, because we're pretty much almost wrapped up here, my friends. So now we are at Pro Goals. Pro Goals is pretty much the end of the run. Once you get to this point, you're in the autopilot run part of the run. So New Jersey is, you're just gonna go in and do all of the cardinal tricks that you can think of. Oh, okay, we're gonna go back and just redo that again real quick. My bad. I don't want to waste time. Okay, so we're gonna do all 4 of the tricks, right? And then we're just gonna start grinding this. Now, I don't know if I said this. This is a funny time to actually mention this inside of a Thug 1 speedrun, but beginner 80% doesn't really use it too much. You can actually double tap your grinds to keep your balance. Very simple way to keep your balance.
Okay, I got a cool concept for someone's part.
Okay, so this part is an optimization of a strategy, pretty much. So what you want to do is you want to do a boneless judo 180 manual and do a Madonna. Oh, come on. Come on, game. Oh my god, please don't crash. No, please don't do this. No, bro, insane. Absolutely mad lad of a game. Okay, that is so rare. I want you guys to understand that is so rare. That is literally one of the rarest things, but that's okay. We have save files. You're never going to see that as a speedrunner of this game, but that's okay. Not that big of a deal. We're just going to continue from here, and I'm going to explain Pro Goals. So, you do Bob's stuff. Same exact route. Just knock out all 4 of the cardinal directions for grabs and flips. And then just start grinding. You land at 40 on the dot. 40 on the dot. Just like that. And now you press down A, go to Florida. Yep.
Okay, I got a cool concept.
And now do a boneless judo 180 into a Madonna. Just like that. Now you want to do a Madonna into a boneless Madonna into a judo, very specifically. If you do not do that, you will not get enough points from this combo. Now you want to do a boneless Madonna into a boneless Madonna into a Madonna, just like this, with a manual in between. Very easy. And now you can do a boneless judo 180 for this last mission. If you do not optimize your points there, you will depreciate your points too much to where you can't actually do that mission correctly. So, warning there. Now, you just want to do these spines, and this last one, there's multiple ways to do it, but you can just, there's tons of ways to do this last one, but from what I've noticed a lot of people like to do, is they like to get off their board and then hold forward while they're getting off their board, and they keep a lot of their speed. It's not too bad. It's not too bad of a strategy. I think it's a pretty good strategy. Like this. That is the strat. But I'm going to show you the way that I do it in runs, which I think is a way better way, which is harder. Hold forward and just spine. And it'll actually catch the spine every once in a while. I'd recommend doing it the first way, where you get off your board, hold forward, and then spine transfer. That's the way I recommend you do it.
I heard another.
But now, you're gonna go and mash Ollie. I have to do a different setup because the fact that I'm using a save file that does not have this set up correctly because of the crash. So, like I said, crashes are super rare, and it was bound to happen. Shit's bound. Oh my god, silly me. Shit's bound to happen whenever you're doing a tutorial that's this long. I mean, like, this has been like a 2-hour tutorial so far. So, and I keep doing this. I'm sorry. It's just me being duty dunderhead.
I heard another.
I'm so muscle memory about doing the first one. Alright, here we go. So now that we're on BAM, you just want to get these 3 spine transfers, and right here. Now, as soon as you land this, you're going to want to do a boneless judo 180, and then a mix it up, and then you want to do an Indy 900 double butt slap into a semi flip. Now, if you can't do the Indy 900 double butt slap, that is okay, because you can just do the Indy 900 after the end, but you want to make sure that you at least get, what is the multiplier? I gotta find out what the multiplier is first before I say that. So 4 with 22k. Yeah, 4 with 22k. That'll work. 4 or 5 with 22k. If that's what happens and you get like 90k, no biggie. Just finish it off. And then go to Moscow. Now Moscow has Vid Skip. Now Vid Skip is one of the was one of the hardest tricks for years on end until somebody named Big Law, huge legend inside the community, also a Windows 10 runner, really cool dude. He made this trick because he just ran on Xbox 360 controllers and just found out he could do it because he had a controller that worked in game. He was just like, oh, I just press pause and A and I just skipped the cutscene. You know, it's like, everybody in the community was like, wait, what? So here's what you can do pretty much. So what you do is you just go through and you do this exactly how you normally would if you were just casually playing. You're just gonna grind all this stuff. Now, as soon as you get to this ending, depending on whether you have a normal controller, like a Xbox 360 controller connected to your actual game, or if you have a GameCube controller or some other type of controller that's using keyboard inputs, that is going to make a huge difference inside this next input. So Vid Skip can only be done on a controller that is like this, that is going directly into the file, like directly into the actual launcher as a gamepad. This is not reading as a gamepad. This is reading through joy to key and doing keyboard inputs, and the game is reading. So I literally have WASD on my stick. So whenever you do Vid Skip, I have Vid Skip bound to Y and B on this controller. You really need it to bound on 2 buttons. You need to press pause and Ollie on the same exact frame. If you do that, I really hope I hit it. If you do that, then you'll get this. You just want to skip that, and on this cutscene right here, you just want to press those both together, and it'll pause the game. This is exactly what you wanted. This is Vid Skip. Now, what you are essentially skipping is you would go right here, pause it, go to tear up best or Eric's best line, right? And that would skip this cutscene. What you just saw me do would skip all this right here that you're watching. And just go straight loading into New Jersey. It would have skipped all of that and go straight to this cutscene. So that's Vid Skip. I hit Vid Skip, I just wanted to show what the cutscene looked like so you know what you were skipping. Alright, now this is the final stretch of the run. Just make sure that you don't hit any fire. And like, this routing is very simple. Now you're gonna notice something real quick. I'm gonna actually do the start again real quick. There's a lot of little optimizations. Number one, this first fire after this fist. Number two, I like to do these manual hops here. They don't save that much time, but they're just optimal. Now hold grind here, and you'll be able to grind around that ledge like that. That makes it a lot easier and safer. Number two, you want to immediately grind this and ollie off to the left. Wall ride and grind this pipe, and then just grind up here. Now this one right here, this can be a real asshole. Make sure that you ollie off this late. And get off your board, and you'll grind this and you'll be fine. Run's not dead. Now, I need to show you something real quick, because say you're running this section right here, right? And you're like, oh, dude, I accidentally missed my jump. Like, I don't know, you did that. You're like, oh, crap. You're fine. Just do a double butt slap here, and you get up here. Or, if you don't want to do butt slaps at all, just jump up like that, and then grab onto the railing, and then grind it. There you go. Problem solved. Now, just keep skating. Just keep skating. Make sure you keep special at all times. That's self-explanatory, though. That's speed. Make sure that you just keep everything going. Always keep everything going. Your forward momentum is more important than keeping your actual, like, style or anything. Just now, quick turn right here. I suck, apparently. I just can't do quick turns today on that spot specifically. And now, here's a cool thing that you can do that a lot of people don't do, and I don't understand why. But, you know, we'll just chalk it up to people not noticing. You grab this one, right? You quick turn. I don't know why I can't quick turn today. You grind this and shuffle to the inside. Now you'll be on the inside, you'll grab this one. As soon as you grab this one, turn to the right, ollie up here, and then if you actually ollie up without grinding the railing, you don't grind the railing, you ollie up like this, you'll grab it still and you'll be able to grind that one on the bottom, and it's faster. It's still faster to do it that way. So take that however you will. Now there's two different options here. You can just do the basic, just easy air out over the quarter pipe, like air out like over that. Or you can do the wall ride off of this wall right here. You can just wally off of this wall right here, and you can get it. And then jump over the last quarter pipe, and you have officially beaten Tony Hawk's Underground. Now, this actual tutorial is probably going to be a tutorial that would easily get you to a sub 40-minute time if you follow this and get a good run using all these strategies that I've told and talked about. I may have missed a few things that I wanted to go over. I don't think I really did. I really don't think there was too much that I missed. I think I went over pretty much everything. But if there was anything that you guys noticed that I missed, please join my Discord. Ask me. I will be posting it inside the link in the description. So just let me know, guys. I will be around. Check out my Twitch. Everything will be in the description. Thank you for playing this wonderful game and reviving this great community. Alright, boys. Cheers. Oh, come on, Streamlabs. Be nice. And stop it.
Sure. It's a needle, but moves like a sewing machine.